I think we're live. We are live, and we're on 39 minutes. We're on 39 minutes. There's quite a lot of people in the comments. How many people do we have on the live? Is the question. There we go. 11 people. 10 people watching along. What do you think of the game so far? Oh, I can see you. Never thought that through, did we? Fuck off. Right. Here goes Celtic. Come on, Dyson. What? We're passing beers about. Jesus. Oh my goodness, this is what happens you do it live. What do you think of the game so far? Somebody said that not having a good same game, said John. I'll go, John, I did say before the game, Celtic will need to defend this. You know, the passing in midfield has been a bit bad, but Dyson had a chance. Kyogo had a little sniffier chance. Feyenoord are on the attack just now. Crazy long ball. That's Celtic defender all day long. We need to get the second ball. That's it. Come on, Matt O'Reilly. Lewis Palmer. My fire sticks went down. Right, here they come again. Here comes Feyenoord. Celtic are in a... it's a crazy shot. It's well past. Well past. I'm really impressed with Celtic. I did say that Celtic would had to really to defend. And, you know, it's all about what we can do on the break. That was unlucky with Alistair Johnson. He managed to keep it in. What a half. What a half. Right, Feyenoord have got a corner. Come on, Celtic, keep a clean sheet to half time here. Celtic are man marking pretty well in the box. Joe Hart's got plenty of space. Come on, Joe Hart, jump up. Come on. Why did Joe Hart not come for that? Turn the camera around. Can't see the game. I can't turn the camera around, Robert, because if I show you the game, the channel will get done for copyright, and I don't want the channel taken down, so can't show you the game, unfortunately. Right, here because Lewis Palmer is on the wing. He's just put it back. Greg Taylor, I think they're just Celtic are now just trying to slow the game down a bit, try and get a bit of them out the scales. Balls at Gustav. Celtic are just trying to play it from the back just now. The passing in midfield's been really bad this first half. Some of the passes we're trying to pass it around the midfield and it's just not happening. I said, yeah, it is. It's a good first half. O'Reilly's been brilliant. Yeah, Lorna, I agree with that. I thought the formation that Celtic have been playing, especially when we're going into defence, you're having a straight back four and the midfielder a straight back five, which has been brilliant. And it shows that they've really drilled down something that was completely missing last year in the Champions League. I thought last year in the Champions League, our positioning was absolutely terrible. Hart puts out the Scales. Scales back to Hart. We're trying to pull them out a bit. Hart hits a long ball. Out to Alistair Johnson. Alistair Johnson's basically taken out. Balls at Dyson. Celtic get the free kick. Alistair Johnson's been a complete warrior this first half. 43 minutes, 44 minutes, and we're still on 0-0. It's a fantastic scoreline as far as Celtic is concerned. Got to remember, the last game at home, they scored 3 goals in the first 30 minutes. McGregor's ball goes a bit. Their passing in the last third's been poor this half, though. I think the highlight of this half has been Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate having that shot out of nothing, let's face it. Kyogo kind of got close, but Celtic have contained Feyenoord. If this is the best team in the group, I've got high hopes for the Champions League this season. Borders boy, my boy Scales, it's insane. It's coming to the comments. I'll get to the comments. I can't see there being much extra time. We're on 44, 57 minutes. No, there's 3 minutes of extra. Where did the 3 minutes come from? Feyenoord are going forward. Celtic positional play is really good. Defensively, I mean, they're sitting in the back four just now, and it's the back four are in a line. This is what I like to see. Brendan Rodgers has got his homework right. Brendan Rodgers has got this team defending absolutely spot on for the Champions League. Now, they do have a free kick. Matt O'Reilly gives away a free kick just on the edge of the box. That's a big, big moment. We're 42 seconds into 3 minutes of extra time. If they score just now, that'll be absolutely devastating for Celtic. This is unbelievable. The tension. That's too far out. Mind you, the last person to score a goal this far out against Joe Hart would probably have been the one and only Griffiths. Nah, it's too far. Not a chance is he scoring from there. I'm not eating my words in about 10 seconds. Young lad for Feyenoord. No chance. Oh my God! What was Joe Hart thinking? Look at him with his half and half scarf. Who has half and half scarves in this day and age? Yes, they just scored, ruthless. They scored from a free kick. Joe Hart should have had that covered. The wall, it comes off. Joe Hart hits it into the back of the net. It comes off the defence. No, it doesn't. It bends right round. What is the wall doing? That's where the wall should be. Curls it round the ball. Kyogo actually jumps out the way of the ball. Devastating for Celtic. That should never have been a goal. Joe Hart's shouting, where was the wall? Where was the wall? Kyogo steps out and turns his back, trying to hit the back of the ball. And Kyogo... Joe Hart got his hands to it, Mark. Joe Hart got his hands to it. The fact is, Joe Hart was saying, why did the wall move? Kyogo jumped out and stepped a turn to the left. We should not have been going in at half-time, one bad positioning by Joe Hart. Was it, Tim? Was it bad positioning? Or was it the fact that Kyogo stepped out and took a step to the left and turned his back? He should have just went out. If he went out with his chest forward, it would have hit him. Michael, come on. Joe Hart actually hits the ball. Kyogo moves. The wall moved. Kyogo steps out, takes a step to the left, moves the wall. It's actually devastating that the fact that Joe Hart should have pushed that out for a corner. He hits it, but he hits it into the... he doesn't get enough hands to it. That's half time. That is half time. Football chat. Sick. First message through. Sick. I think that's hard to take. Oh, let's get to some of the comments. Jesus, Tone Caravan says Scott. Um, we do not deserve to be down, says one of my mates. Yep, Big T, you'll not be watching this anyway. But and there's my brother also. Oh, what a time to lose a goal! What a time to lose a goal! Devastated for Celtic. We've done so well. Palmer's trash. Get Yang on, says Jason. Jesus. Come on, you have to give us a chance here. We're playing a team that's been on absolute fire. To go down, a goal down in 2.5 minutes into stoppage time. Where did the 3 minutes of stoppage time come from? We've been playing absolutely fantastic. When you look at defensively, Celtic have been sitting, and when they've been attacking, we've been sitting with a straight bank of four, right? We've been sitting with a bank of five, and then Kyogo in front. We've been playing absolutely brilliant. And then Joe Hart, no, it was Kyogo's fault. Never mind Joe Hart. Joe Hart set the wall up. Kyogo comes out and steps to the left and turns to try and get the ball to hit off his back. Kyogo cost us that goal. Anyway, the final third's been rubbish. The passing from midfield has been a bit passive. Some of the passing has been off. The passing in the final third should have been a lot crisper. I'm totally devastated at that. Unbelievable. What a time. Yep, Scotty Ball, Kyogo's fault. Hart has been playing just fine. It has been. Kyogo takes a step out. Even Joe Hart, where was the wall? Joe Hart, yeah, too many sloppy passing. Hatate should be off the park. Get Omo on, says Kevin. I think Hatate will last to the 60 minutes. Hart's position are not great, says my brother. And he knows a thing or two about football. We suck at attack because we don't have a left winger. Palmer playing ball boy. We're not dominating until Hatate start. We were dominating until... No, we weren't dominating. I think we've been playing really well. Right, let's calm down. The emotions were driving high after that. I'm thinking happy days 0-0 at half time. We man Sam, I'm thinking the exact same. We go into half time and we are hats off to everyone if we go in half. Where did the 3 minutes come from? Where did that 3 minutes come from? The referee is at it. There was no time wasting at all. There was no goals. There was not. Where did the 3 minutes come from? Kyogo, something today says Kyogo, Joe was too slow. Joe Hart hits the ball. Do you know what I mean? Hatate is being an empty jersey and says Vic Harper. Feyenoord are really poor, to be honest. If this is the best team in the group, do we have anything to fear? Do we have anything? They're the top seeds. If this is the top seeds in the team, in the group, we should be targeting finishing third, at least. Squeaky bum time at the back says no way, never. Chill pill. It was Kyogo steps out for the wall. Kyogo steps out and turns his back to try and get the ball to hit off his back. He moves position. He should have stood where he was standing, and the ball hit him on the chest. Anyway, Paul Baird, keep your cool. We can still do this. We can. We can. We're belonging. We just need to keep concentrating. Levels up. Yeah, we do. Injury to Palmer. Was there an injury to Palmer? Hatate should have scored one of his two chances. Yep, I'd probably agree with that. Get Palmer off, says the Catholic Rebel. God. Is Kyogo injured? I hope not. He maybe got injured turning away for that ball in the light. Palmer, who's he? Hart, poor, wall, rubbish. Maida can't hit the barn door. Kyogo to blame. Love Hatate. That pretty sums it up. Brilliant. 25 pence on tonight's display. PSV look better than Feyenoord. Definitely. If Feyenoord are the top team that we need to beat in this group, we will beat them at Celtic Park. If that is the best their home fans can do to try and intimidate us, we're going to turn it around at Celtic Park. We need to this will end up a draw, but as I said, Kieran, I would be happy with a draw. I would be happy with a draw. We are still in this game. Look, it took them 2.5 minutes into stoppage time. with a free kick. Matt O'Reilly gave away the free kick. What he was thinking, whoa, it was that far out. And I said on the video, the last time that Joe Hart got beat at that distance was by the one and only Lee Griffiths. Lee Griffiths beat him for that. But Kyogo moved from the wall. Kyogo moved from the wall and cost us the goal. Kyogo needs to come out and fire. Lanky says, expect a few goals against us. Take away their goal, and we've done pretty well. Lanky, we have done fantastically well. The positional play for every player that first half was absolutely spot on. If you look at the way that we played with the straight back four and then the 5 and the 1, we played like a Man United team back in Fergie's days. We played like that. That's how good we were playing the first half. You know, it was like watching a good Fergie team for years ago. I was well impressed. Last year in the Champions League, our positional play was absolutely garbage. Our positional play that first half was brilliant. Brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Having that straight back four line defensively, I thought, that's it. There's no way. There's no way. They didn't look as if they could score all day long in the first half. Oh, we put a jockey in the wall, says Derry Cherry. Oh my goodness. What was Kyogo thinking? Scales has played well. Yep, he has that. Hopefully get a goal. But I still think Celtic will score. Celtic will score the second half. And thank you in the first half. Scales is improving. Yep, he is. Chilpil Scales is. I said, what if Liam Scales turns out to be the most improved player under Brendan Rodgers? I said this a few weeks back. I said, what if it turns out at the end of the season when we sit down, and we've done it in previous years, when the one and only Greg Taylor has been the most improved player at Celtic that season. What if it's Liam Scales this year? What if Liam Scales cements himself in that defence that all these other players that come in, when Cameron Carter-Vickers comes back, when Cameron Carter-Vickers comes back, he's got Scales next to him because, let's face it, he's the best man on the pitch just now in the defence. Celtic were fine. We'll just need to chill. Fan base is so fickle. Lol, says Scotty Boy. Scotty Boy, we're not fickle. Kyogo cost us that goal by coming out the wall. Kyogo come out and took a step to the left and then turned his back to try and hit the ball. He moved. If he just stood there, it would have hit him on the chest. Anyway, Scales is a wee warrior. Scales is a wee warrior. Alistair Johnston for me. Alistair Johnston, what a player he is. If we can get, people used to say, if we can get another player like Alistair Johnston, he goes in. He does not give away. Do you know what I mean? Griffith's goal was right in the corner, Baz. I was just talking about the last person to score a goal against our keeper from that kind of range. And I said, I hope I'm not going to regret this in 10 seconds. And 10 seconds later, I was regretting it. Alistair Johnston's been excellent since Coca-Cola. Yep, boy, Scales is the boss. Boy, Scales is I tell you one thing. We are going to get to the end of the season and we're going to be saying, what were we even thinking letting Scales go out on loan last season? Fair play to Rodgers so far. We've got to get our hats off to Rodgers. I don't care. Will the Rodgers haters now sit back and go, do you know what? It's not passing side to side. I did say, but I'm certain how many times we said that we'll beat them at Celtic Park. We will beat this team at Celtic Park. If that is their home crowd, Celtic will be absolutely 10 times worse than that. However, the boys and girls, you get what you pay for. Let's hope we can score. We've got a goal in us tonight. We have a goal in us tonight. How we're playing, we can't get it. William, we are playing really well. We're playing positional play. We're playing absolutely fantastic. Ball in the last third, that's probably the big talking point. The ball in the last third has been some sloppy passing. Dyson should have scored. Dyson looked as if he was about to get brought down and has a shot on goal. He was quite, it was a shot from nothing. He could have scored. Baz, here's a thought. 2 subs. Rion, Palmer, off, Ohm. Oh, there's one. Yang and Ohm on. Go with a 4-2-3-1. Lanky, you might be right there, but we need to stay really defensive that second half. I did say in the lives the other night, I said, look, don't be surprised if Celtic are sitting back, really defending. We've played brilliant in this first half. Where did the 3 minutes come from? Where did that anyway, Jason Lee says our final third is slack because of our left winger is Wash. Is he? We always pick the bad points. Let's pick out the good points of the game. We're playing a team that scored 17 goals in their last 3 games. 17 goals in their last 3 games. Until 47 and a half minutes, we kept them at 0-0. Their last home game, they scored 3 goals in the first 25 minutes. Give the team a break, for goodness sake. Now time for Kyogo to step up and fix his mistake. Definitely, Martin. Definitely. Kyogo cost us that goal. Kyogo needs to step up. Rio Tati, his passing's been poor. Kookaburra defence shape. Hit them on the counter. It's also fine saying hit them on the counter. We've been trying to hit them on the counter. But the fact is, the passing in the final third hasn't been up to it. Yes, Diane, what is it? Everyone passing hasn't been great, says Scotty Boy. Hasn't been great, but you're playing against a side that I thought were going to be better than what they are. They're actually not as good as what I thought they were going to be. It's not been disrespectful to them, but I thought that they would have been, the fact that they've scored 17 goals in the last 3 games, I thought they were going to be a bit more attack-minded than what they were. They seem to be, is Kyogo moving, worrying about his shoulder? No, Derek, not at all. Basmate Lager looks out. Taylor has been abysmal. We need a big second half. Who comes on for Taylor? Maidan had to shoot when Kyo was waiting. Yep, I know. Exactly, Kieran. Right, let's get to some of the comments. We're pushing on Brown in this game. Seems like there's more of a flame now. Exactly. We need to give this team some credit because everyone's been slating Brendan Ball. Right? People on this channel, I hate Brendan Ball. Passing side to side. Where is that tonight? We have played absolutely brilliant. Our defensive lineup has been brilliant. Our midfield, the lineup when we've needed to defend, our positional play has been absolutely brilliant. I cannot fault them. Our positional play is a lot better than last year. This game, if we had played the same formation that we did last year, we'd be losing about 2 or 3-0 by now. Guaranteed. They're going to rip us apart if we don't get it together. Graham, what have we not got together? They scored Joe Hart is honking. Come on, 67. Jesus, did you watch what we watched? Anyway, Hart gets his hand to the ball. Kyogo moved out the wall and cost us a goal. Kyogo needs to score two. Definitely. Kyogo needs to score two. Definitely agree with you, says Rodman. 17 goals in 3 games. Are you suggesting floodgates will open the second half? No, Kookaburra, because they're not as good. The Dutch league is not as good as what everyone thinks. They might have got 134 million a year contract by ESPN to show their football. It just shows you how bad the SPFL are at getting TV deals for Scottish football. Because if that's the standard, we can up that. We can up that at Celtic Park. We can take them at Celtic Park. Trust me, I think we will take them. We will win at Celtic Park against them. If that is the best they have got, they've not been great at all. They've not impressed with them at all. Man City getting beat? That's a shame. Man City are beating the champions. Like, who cares? Just get on about Celtic. Palmer nosebleed. It was 3 minutes. I forgot. It wasn't even a nosebleed. There was no blood. Anyway, we're in Holland. Baz says Graham. Graham, are you at the game or are you in a pub watching it? I tell you one thing. That was for me. I hate Palmer right now. Says Jason Lee. Every cloud has a silver lining. The bounce is gone. His speed on the bounce position was all wrong to start. Was the position of the wall all wrong? Because let's face it, if Kyogo doesn't move and take one step to the left, do you know what I mean? Exactly. What's Kyogo doing on the wall? We shouldn't be behind. Nat Stewart, we should not. I did not expect us to go in at half time I'm at home, Celtic in Holland. Graham Hardy. Yeah, we can play better. Says Brian Edge, we can play a lot better. No, we can play a lot better than what we did the first half. If there isn't a host of here we go. Rose reads at the rattle. Palmer's definitely playing with himself. What's he waiting for? I'm not going to criticise anyone. The only person I'm going to criticise is Kyogo. Kyogo cost us that goal. And that's something that I never thought I would say. Kyogo comes out the wall and he takes one step to the left to turn his back to try and hit the ball off his back. What was he thinking? What was he thinking? Right, the game's just kicked off again. Who's watching the game and who's not? Hatati and Palmer both missing in action. We can play better, right? The game has kicked off again. You need to come back in. No. Right, Feyenoord have the ball. They've kicked it back to their keeper. I think their two wingers are out of position just now, personally. They're trying to pull us out. You can see that they play a similar way to the way that Ange played. They're trying to just pull us out and keep us up their end of the pitch to try and hit us on the break at this point. They're just passing about. There to go with a long ball out to the wing. And that's surely going. Why is it? It's offside. It's offside. John Hartson's having a bit of a dig at Joe Hart. Hartson's having a bit of dig at Joe Hart just now. 1-1 City already. Jeez. Ah, right. On the hoops. They're trying to pull us out this second half. They're just passing it about their defend. They're trying to hit us on the break. They're waiting for us to make a move, but Celtic positional play in the midfield just now is a bit all over the place. See, this is where the midfield was missing there. Oh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Celtic midfield was totally missing there. Celtic midfield was missing. What has happened at half time? Because the positional play the first half was brilliant. Feyenoord have gone down the wing. Scales has been pulled out. The positional play is not as good this second half. What's the comment saying? We need to take a tatty off. Hail, hail, says DJ. Celtic just aren't getting near the ball just now. To be fair, Feyenoord are just passing it about, trying to pull us out. Trying to go with a long ball at the back of the defence. Come on, Scales. Scales puts in a block. Feyenoord have still got the ball. Jesus, that's a free ball right across the front of Hart. What was Joe Hart not coming for that? Bring on Ohm. Still the same team. Yes, Jim, it's still the same team. For me, Joe Hart should have came and got that cross ball. That goes right across the front of his. For all the good that Joe Hart has been getting Rio isn't match fit. I put Turnbull on. I don't know if I put Turnbull on. The bench, we had the bench. Let me just see. I'll get the team up again. 2 seconds. They're playing with a lot more speed this second half. Celtic positional play this second half's terrible. That's another ball right across the front. The positional play at Celtic is all over the place in midfield. Celtic are starting to get their act together a bit, but they're defending deep. First half, they were defending a lot further out. Trying to be little passes with this team's. Celtic just need to get their feet on the ball just now. Right, the substitutes are. It's passing it out to the back. Right, that's a foul. Come on, ref. Oh, it's not on that. Wait a minute. I had it up earlier. Yang and Palmer off. Ohm and a Tati. Yang and Palmer on. Celtic doing it to get the finger out. They're getting behind us. I know that the Celtic positional play is terrible this second half. It's starting to get a bit more organised in midfield. That's terrible passing. What is wrong with their passing in the last third? We're just letting them pass. Good stop with skills. Skills to Callum McGregor. Right, come on, Lewis. What's it doing? Lewis is Palmer's scared to run with the ball by the looks of it. That was terrible. Right, Celtic must be thinking about making changes because it's getting to that time. Who do we take off though? This is the big question. Palmer. Oh, it's one of the worst things ever. Honestly, Celtic. They're happy just passing it around for the back, trying to pull us out, trying to get us out of position, and it's succeeding. I take it I'm behind you. Needing legs in midfield. Maida looks gassed. Says Amen. We're allowing them to pull us out, and it's losing their shape in midfield. And this is what's giving them free rein when they're coming forward. Look how far we're sitting back now. We weren't sitting that far back in the first half. And the shape of the midfield's completely gone. Dyson Maida's far too far inside the pitch. We're not getting any width to the team at all. Here comes Feyenoord again. Big Gustav heads it away. We're penned in just now. completely penned in. They're making us look slow. Yep, Joseph, they are. Black is 3 minutes behind. Penalty? No. I am on 54 minutes. Oh, why are you passing it back for that position in midfield? Celtic just need to pass the ball a bit. There's no movement in the midfield. So Dyson, what is Dyson doing? I think Lewis Palmer will be the first one to come off. I think Lewis Palmer will be the first one to come. There, Yang's. Is that Yang that was coming on? So which means Lewis Palmer's going to come off. Phil, come on. For all the good work that Celtic did the first half, he's on the wrong side. He needs to swap. Watching and listening to you. This has been a hard second half. We played so well the first half. Played so well the first half. The left and right back need to stop crossing. Still plenty of time. No need to panic yet. There's still plenty of time, but we need to. Yeah, John Hartson's right. I mean, you've got the strikers have got to make the runs. Do you know what I mean? You've got the strikers or someone from midfield has to make a run across that front post. The fact that Palmer gets the cross in, and there's only the defender there. There's nobody coming. There's nobody running in the box. This is the problem when you don't play two strikers. Let them come down. The defense. I just feel our positional play the second half has been double changed. Ohm and Yang, you were right. So there you go. Lewis Palmer's off. Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate's coming off. Interesting changes by the manager. And he's made them a little bit earlier. He's made them about 3 minutes earlier than what we thought. I did say about the 60th minute that he would make the changes. Positional play in midfield's a way in. Terrible. Terrible even allowing that cross to get in. The defence has been brilliant tonight. The defence, DJ says, here we go, we're on the road again. Forever evil, they have no place. Yep. Got to use them all. We've got to use all the subs, yep. We should have done them 50 minutes ago, says Kevin. Come on, Celtic, don't lose. Let's just get that draw. Get a score draw, like I said. We can get a score draw tonight. Come on, Celtic, just give us something. They're going to make a couple of changes now. See what the comments are saying. Scales has been solid. Yep. Brendan's right. Hatate is 60 minutes player. Yeah, I said that. I said that the other night. I said, look, Hatate, he's not been match fit. It was right that he came on the other day, and I said he would start today. But I did say that also. I said he's only going to play 60 minutes. If we get a good 60 minutes of him, if we can still have a chance at the 60-minute mark, which we have, still got a chance. Come on, that goal. If this ends up 1-0 tonight, Kyogo is going to be absolutely gutted. Here's the Gustav. Lager, lager. We've got the pace to get attack. Yep, we do. Kieran. As far across the sea, the devil got a hold of me. But I kept my soul for ransom. Da na 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 na. I'm a sailor man from Glasgow town, and I walk this road. Come on, Celtic. They're passing about at the back again, trying to get us out of position, and they're doing it. What that's doing with them passing it about at the back is it's moving their midfield forward, and it's getting them out of position where they were so good the first half. Scales almost got caught short there. Come on home. The wingers are sticking more to the wing this half, which is good. I thought the wingers were coming in a bit too much the first half. The fact that Dyson and Yang seem to be sticking to the touchline can only be a good thing. They are afraid of us. They are, because let's face it, Celtic can do them some damage. But they're playing the same way that Ange Postecoglou would play Celtic. So they're playing out from the back. They're trying to pull us out. Positional play, the second half, our midfield's getting torn apart. Where we were so soft in the first half. It's giving them a lot of spaces. It's only 1-0. That's the good point. That's a good point. I mean, Feyenoord are still in their own half, passing it about for the back. The similarities to the way that Celtic played last season to the way that this team play is unbelievable. And this is the guy that turned down the Spurs job. Kieran says it's a no bad performance. It's a cracking performance. Get up, you. Oh my god. Lagerfeld's been sent off. Yeah, go. This is unbelievable. Why is VAR not being used for this? Why is VAR not being used? Oh, he's going to VAR now. No, he's not. That's never a penalty check. VAR. This is unbelievable. It's a shocking decision. Shocking decision. Check over. Shocking decision. Unbelievable. Yes! Joe Hart makes a save. Joe Hart saves a penalty. Come on, Celtic. We've still got it. Oh, it's devastating. Down to 10 men. Down to 10 men. Joe Hart saves the day. Someone said on the live the other night that Joe Hart would save a penalty. The defence that's played so well this game is now a man down. And we've no defenders to bring on. Feyenoord just had another shot. We've no defenders to bring on. He should have scored there. Feyenoord should have scored a second. This is not a game that we should be 2-0 down. We're not 2-0 down. Joe Hart saved a penalty. We just need that one chance. You're right, Kieran. Joked the other day that Joe Hart, yes, you did, Michael. You said it the other night on the live. Joe Hart would save a penalty, and was it a bad decision? He wouldn't have got sent off if he hadn't got booked in the first half, William. He puts his hand, he's got his hand out. It's a soft penalty. It's a soft penalty, but with VAR and the player rolling about the way he did, Gustav suspended for the next game against Lazio, which means we need to get Phillips up to speed. We need to get Phillips up to speed because and Cameron Carter Vickers, we need Cameron Carter Vickers back so much now. Celtic are down to 10 men. We're on 67 minutes. Come on, Celtic. 67. Get a goal in. But it is Feyenoord that are on the attack. Oh, come on. Oh, what? No way. No way. That's never a straight red. No way. That was never a straight red. He's got his foot up. He's got his foot up. Ohm's just been sent off. He's got his foot up. As soon as you've got your studs shown, they're now checking red card. They'll still put it as a red card. Still a red. He's sent off. Nine men. with 20 minutes to go. Celtic are down to 9 men. I said before the game, will we be watching this from behind the sofa? For all the good that Joe Hart did saving that, then Ohm goes into a tackle with his stud showing. Devastating. Damage limitation. Tell me about it. We played so good the first half. So good. Feyenoord have just scored again. Monumental collapse by Celtic this second half. Monumental collapse. If I was a Celtic player, I'd want off the park as well. A route coming just below the whistle now, says Lorna. Pressure's really on. It is unbelievable. Um, Unbelievable. Looks offside. It's offside. It's been disallowed. There is a God. It's offside. The goal is offside. Thank goodness for that. But I tell you one thing, Celtic have got their backs against the wall now. Kyogo has been missing this second half. They need to take Kyogo off. Brendan, this is where you make your money. Brendan makes his money for this point. Nightmare, damage limitation. Back to prayers, says Eamon. The fact is, it is still only 1-0. Can we get a draw out of this game? It's a hard one to take. What is it? Terrible. The defence that played so well that first half. Just offside. His body's offside. How lucky were we? How lucky were we? Ohm why did Ohm have his stud shown? People were crying out in the chat, get Ohm on. Keel was off already, but that's what he's missing in action. Is that Russian another higher level game? Yeah, 2 reds. 2 players down for the next game. We've got a defensive crisis at Celtic as it is. A defensive crisis. We need Cameron Carter Vickers back fit. We need Phillips back fit. Owen was just on the park less than, what was it, about 5 minutes. Owen just going into a tackle and having his studs up. We played so well the first half. So well. Owen was out for 3 because it's straight red. Well, to be fair, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Gustav's out for Whereas Phillips, to be fair, is he got injured. He rolled his ankle on Friday. Rolled his ankle in training. Home just a rush of bloodbath, says Kieran. Get on and keep punting the ball. Yep. Said that. We need to get Kyogo off now because Kyogo's missing in action the second half. 74 minutes into the game, and Kyogo's never been mentioned once. To be fair, they've had us under the cosh. They sat and played well. They sat and tried to pull us out. Comes across in for the wing. Celtic are just kicking out and hoping it. Oh, can't even watch the telly anymore. Should have been Turnbull. There you go. There's your second goal. There's your second goal. Tell you one thing, I hope this love that Celtic fans have with Feyenoord is put to bed tonight. Because personally, there's only one team in Celtic. This we'll have friends in Feyenoord. Stick it up your jacksies. Soapy says he can't watch the game anymore. I can't watch it either. We have got, and there's going to be extra time as well. That's the worst about it. It's unbelievable. I think I've had enough tonight. Drove me to drink, says Lorna. Yes, it drove me to drink as well. The game was there. Odin, yep, Odin cost us. Kyogo cost us that first goal. We can do them at Celtic Park. We can do that. We can, but positional play right from the second half. We need to sneak a goal. Even if we can get a goal, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Come on, we're down to 9 goal difference. We need a goal for the goal difference. Yeah. First half, they never looked that good. Yeah, the board knew how important it was. The board that don't care. They don't want us. Actually, I was going to. There was a thing that was in the statement of the finances, and I'll read it. It's important to highlight, given the increasing gap between the sums available earned between the Champions League and the Europa League, it is vital we retain a cash buffer in reserve. This is from the statement that was put out, obviously, with the financial results. It is vital that we retain a cash buffer in reserve. History tells us we will not always qualify for the Champions League, and the benefit of holding cash reserves affords us the opportunity to manage through seasons where we participate in Europa, with the ability to retain our squad opposed to selling key players and to bridge the income shortfall between both competitions. The financial sustainability rules also key and the feature in the UEFA license. We need to be consistent in running of our club accordingly. Come on, Paul. The first half we were good. The first half we were good. If it wasn't for the fact that Kyogo moved and instead took a step to the left, turned his back on that first goal, do you know what I mean? It might have been a different game. You might be going in nil-nil half time. Yeah, Dyson. Yeah. Well, I hope my brother enjoyed his trip to Rotterdam. We could have proved we could have won tonight. We could have won. Not good enough for dropping down. Come on, we're one game in, Joseph. We're going to drop down into third. I wouldn't take this game. Come down two things. It came down to Kyogo turning his back on the wall and costing us the first goal, and then it came to home. And it also came, I don't know what was said at half time, but our positional play, the second half, the first 5 minutes, was terrible. Our midfield players were getting dragged forward. They played an absolute blinder the first 5 minutes of the half. They sat back, they sat and passed it around the back, and it cost us because it pulled our midfield players out and they were out of position. And then that's what was the downfall. Anyway, first half gone, still not score. Feyenoord would not beat us if we were at full strength. This is Michael. I could probably say that as well. We're not bad for that first goal. Celtic, you never walk alone. Yeah, we were, the first half. If that was the best that they could throw, getting a goal. Joe Hart said, "Where did the wall go? Where did the wall?" Baz have followed the club for nearly 7 years. The problem always been the board. Says Tim Hunter. Yeah, it's always inexperienced players goosed it. Yep, we did say. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that just now because let's finish the game first. Still got 10 minutes to go. What is it? Right, you've got about 20 minutes. I'm going to stay on because there'll be folk coming on after the game. Oh, perfect. Even better. Right, there's big O coming on. Dyson's coming off. Paulo Bernard comes on. Edward says, I'm with you, Baz. I did fear tonight, but more players we get back, the better. We've actually not got that many out injured. That's the worrying thing. The ones that are out injured, obviously, Cameron Carter, he's going to be a starter. And then Phillips, you need to get back to Phillips. The board need fresh blood, new ideas, 20 years embarrassment in Europe. Not fit for purpose, says Michael Ross. I totally agree with you with that. And a lot of people will say, look, I mean, I'll read this statement again. I'll read it with the game's finished. 8 minutes to go. What's the point of shin guards if you can't use them? Never a red. It was a red. Oh well, Chuck Delters for saying the same thing every year. I've said for years. If you'd followed me on Twitter years ago, um, I was very vocal about the fact that Celtic board centre backs are can't score, can't create good chances with these strikers. That's me tonight, says Dan. She's jumping it. She's jumped ship already. She can't handle to the end. She's off, Skate. See you later. Sure, there'll be lots more to go on after the game. But we'll talk about Joe Hart makes a good save. 7 minutes to go plus injury time, which means that there's going to be show your studs, no contact. It's one of those things. Home games are a must win for me, says Brian. Yep, Big Lanky's back in. Take away their goals. Haven't been that great. We can focus on what went wrong and our first game and improve on things. Lanky, I'm pretty much with you on that one. The first half we played absolutely brilliant. It took them 2.5 minutes into injury to get that first goal. Kyogo steps out the wall, puts a foot to the left, turns his back, and opens up the wall. That's what cost us that first goal. And then the second half, they just played the better football, dragged us out of position, completely dragged us out of position. Billy, Scotty, Kyogo not fit to lace Henrik's boots. Henrik's not here, and Kyogo needs to step up. I predicted 3-0. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, you did not. Come on. 6 minutes to go plus. I tell you what, the Feyenoord players like lying down, don't they? Get up. Never even touched them. Never even touched them. And what was with the Feyenoord fans booing and making a noise at the disaster in Morocco? I thought that was pretty off. Brian, I'll catch you later on. Whom I can forgive. Can you? Can you really? Michael Ross predicted 3-0 to them. Also, pure Mullen. Pure Mullen. Joseph says, nothing to do with injuries. The team should be doing a lot more. I thought we were a bit sluggish the first half. I thought we played pretty good the first half. I thought we played really well, actually, to be fair. Um, Defensively, everything we played brilliant. Second half, the first 5 minutes we were brutal. First 5 minutes, we got pulled right out of position. The midfield was all over the place. If you look at the first half, you look at the positional play first half, we sat with a solid bank of four and a straight wall. So we sat with the midfield in a straight bank as well. That went to the pot. They sat back and tried to play the way that Ange played Celtic last year, trying to pull us out. It worked. It got our midfield all over the place, and then it was just an absolute shambles. But then, yeah, this is just to add time on. Nothing wrong with them. So a lot of people were saying, "Oh yeah, they're minus their two strikers before the game." And see these clowns with the half and half scarves. Like I can say with this one chest, I would rather lose 2-0 to Feyenoord than lose 1-0 to that rotten mob. Yeah, exactly. Like, listen, 2-0 is a decent scoreline for us. I'm going to say, you ready? Go. Oh my goodness, what just happened there? Nah, that's it. Boardroom. Yeah. Shall you never learn? No, you shall never learn. Tell yous, said David Gamble. Kyogo is not good. Players can't make opportunities. Players need to deliver. We did say that Kyogo 2-0 in the game. We were hoping for points. 2-0 in a game that we should have got something out of the first half. You've got to remember this team scored 17 goals in their last three games. I did warn you before the game. Everyone expected us to get rattled 6 or 7 tonight. It's a bonus that we can definitely learn from it. Exactly, Lanky. Look, they scored 17 goals in their last three games in the Dutch league. People thinking that we're, I said, look, if we can get a score draw, we've been doing fine. We collapsed the second 20 minutes of the second half, we collapsed. See, they're playing now the way they played it the first half, passing it around the back and then trying to just pick an opening. And they're doing that, but they're trying to pull us forward, right? They're trying to pull us out of position. Now that we're down to 9 men, we're chasing shadows. We're on 89 minutes now, and then we're going to have to go into time, and we're going to have to suffer this for a little bit longer. Ian says that's why the best team uses their strikers to shoot. Lots of Kyogo bashing guys. He's had zero service. He has that. No sign of Brown Warrior. Wonder why. Paul Baird, Lager, red card was harsh. It was it's harsh, but he's got his studs up, Paul. He's got his studs up. Do you know what I mean? And if that was against us, but as it's a fact that we're not good enough. The bottom line is it happens to us every time we play at this level. Jim, we've still got a chance of finishing third. I said before a ball was kicked in the Champions League, let's try and finish third. That is our level. Right? That's our level. People expected us to get absolutely gubbed tonight, right? Because they played that good. Buy a lager guy as well, buying in a load of lager. Paul Baird, it's still better than the whole Rangers record ever. Is that uh, I'm not even going to say your name. Level is crap because of the board says David. Leg bounced up and studs were shown. Yeah, his studs were shown. If that happens against us, you're wanting a red card all day long. The studs are shown and that's it. The laggers are on me, says Lanky. Mine's is a lager. When you look at it, 45 plus 2 for the first goal and then 76. The first 30 minutes of their game at the weekend, they scored 3 goals. 2-2 comeback. Oh, jeez. Two newbies sent off killing myself. You can't, do you know, I apologise for the start. Callum has been under par for weeks without playing a recognised centre half. Palmer isn't cutting it. Brendan, it's offside. We almost scored a third, but it was offside. Oh, it's just unbelievable. It's offside. Wait, 2 seconds. Ready, steady, go. I laughed tonight. It's offside, Paul. So it's a learning cup for the young boys. After the game, I'll give you my thoughts on the board, the Champions League, and the transfer window. How many goals did they had offside? I don't care. Try to put a stamp on the team, but it didn't need it. People having a go. Who was it that had a go at Brendan Rodgers? Because come on, that first half, nobody was having a go at Brendan Rodgers. Baz, I did not expect anything from tonight due to the transfer window. Down to the money we didn't spend, says Jim. We'll pump this mob at Celtic Park, says Michael. I think we will as well. I think we'll be a bit more organised. I think the time we've got to remember we play them the very last game of the Champions League. By then, we'll have a fully fit squad. We need luck in the Champions League, but none tonight. Yeah. We need 11 men on the park. We did that against the top seeds in the group. If this is the best the group has to offer, if this is the best the group has to offer, we could still finish third. We need to get realistic. I've put my hand on my chest and I said right from the beginning we need to finish third. Champions League is not our level. I don't want to go into the Champions League after Christmas to play one game and then get pumped and then that's it. Let's get finished third. It's still in our hands to finish third. We can beat this lot at home. Oh come on, Celtic. Ome's not a Celtic striker. Sorry. I don't think O's a Celtic striker. I don't think he's got what as much as I used to call him the grumpy Greek. I think we lost the better player. He did want to go, and he's turned out, and now he's the what is he, the joint top scorer in the MSL. Come on, Celtic, just have at least a shot. We even had a shot on target this second half. Just 7 minutes extra time. So the injury to their player, the goal, and the substitutes. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said Brendan was a month or two before he joined. I'm 100% missed by Greek Baz. Yep, and I used Rogers out. Come on, David. You weren't saying that, David. You were not saying that the first half. 0 points from this group. Do you reckon? I don't think so. I think we'll win at home. Nobody would. Right, David, I'm going to pull you up because you were not shouting that the first half. First 45 minutes, you weren't shouting that. If anyway, David needs to calm down. Yeah, David needs to calm down before Lanky does the sniper trick on him. Uh, that was not Brendan's fault. Tonight was not Brendan's fault. Not a chance. Tonight was not Brendan's fault. Poem says, I think O is Wash. Yep, that's why I'm a lorry driver. I'm not fit for a coach. To be fair, I don't think O is the player that is. I think Ange Postecoglou brought in a couple of players from the Far East that I don't think that. No wonder he didn't come and try and get them. Lazio equalised. So that means that Celtic are only the bottom of the group, but they're only 1 point if it finishes the way it has. We're only 1 point behind the other two. So, like I said, just it's only one game in. It's only one game in, right? Let's get that third spot, right? Let's just get that third spot. Let's get a couple of results at Celtic Park. Try and sneak a wee draw away. This is the top group. This is the top seed in the group that we're playing tonight. David, come on. I think David's had a bit too much to drink. No Brendan's fault. Two players were sent off. Exactly. Sometimes I wonder what people on here are two Celtic fans. Oh, Lorna, that's hey, you should try Twitter. That's even worse. Tight board have to go. Right, that's fine. That's the full time whistle. Brendan doesn't look pleased at all. Be interesting if Brendan even acknowledges some of the players. I'm going to stay live for about 15 minutes. Because we're going to be lots of people come. Looking at lots of people. Lazio goal scoring bottom of the table. For only having 9 men, Scotty boy, you're absolutely spot on. For only having 9 men, 2-0 isn't a bad scoreline. It isn't a bad scoreline at all. Consider they've scored 17 goals. Oh, I know so many guys that are in that are at that game tonight, and I feel absolutely devastated for them. My brother's there also, um, and there's Kyogo. Don't think we should ever Spanner troops, get your fingers into action. It's going to be Wild West with the zombies. Yep, Lanky it is. So I'll just double check that there's plenty of spanners online because it's going to be a zombie apocalypse anytime soon. So who's all on with the spanners? Lanky's on, Paul Baird's on, Lorna's on. Right. Ah, not you, 1888. Yes, you're opinion do nothing better than Slate Brendan's team. Agree with the boards, but right, let's talk about a bit about. I'm going to leave the game scales deserves his jersey. Yes, Brown Warrior. Not heard any of that. Right. At this point, we probably need to talk about the transfer window, and I'm going to talk about the transfer window for one reason. We knew last season that we needed a couple of experienced players brought in. We knew last season we needed a couple of experienced players brought in for this level. The, the the board has been anything well negligent, if you ask me. And they put out part of the statement that they put out with the financial results. Now this gives you an indication. Although we're sitting with all this money in the bank, in the financial statement it says it's important to highlight, given the increased gap between the sums able to be earned between the Champions League and the Europa League, it is vital that Celtic retain a cash buffer in reserve. History tells us that we'll not always qualify for the Champions League. That, to me, is they won't always qualify for the Champions League because they won't make that investment, right? So they're admitting to not being to not making the investment required to perform at the highest level. They're then going to say, they said, look, Champions League has the benefit of holding cash reserves and affords us the opportunity to managing through seasons where we participate in the Europa League with the ability to retain our squad as opposed to selling key players. What a load of nonsense. How many times, how many years do we sell our best players when we don't make the Champions League? We sell a player to get in some money. We've done it year on year. The board then went on to say the financial sustainability rules are also key feature in UEFA licensing. We need to be consistent in the running of our club accordingly. Said, don't even get me started. Anyway, Lanky, I'm the only one who said this all along. You're the wiser. First half, I thought we were absolutely brilliant. Let me just change. Can I change the name of the live, even though we're on the live? Let me just change the name of this. Full time reaction. And I need to now change the thumbnail because the thumbnail says halftime reaction. Give me 2 seconds and then we'll get back to the chat. Vaz, it is 5 a.m. here in the Philippines. What was that? I've just been watching bed calls. Deeply concerned, Jerry. That's. I'm going to show your comment because fair play to you for sitting up that time of night. Do you know what I mean? I think Celtic were just that second half was unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me just take full time. It comes down to you're 2.5 minutes into stoppage time in the first half. Full time reaction. Let's exercise that. It comes down 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, and we give away a free kick. The free kick's that far out, and I jokingly said that the last person to score against Joe Hart for this distance was Lee Griffiths. And then I said, let's hope I'm not regretting saying that 10 seconds later. 8 seconds later, Kyogo jumps out the way of the wall. Kyogo jumps out the way of the wall to try and turn his back to hit the ball. Joe Hart gets his fingertips to it, and the ball goes in at the side of the post. Joe Hart then gets up and says, "What happened to the wall? What happened to the wall?" He shouts that to the team. What happened to the wall? The wall moved. Kyogo then went on to have an absolute nightmare. I'm completely lost for words. Completely lost for words. Save. Right, full time. Right, that's that changed. Full time reaction. Let's get back to the comments. Hide that one. It was all Baz fault, says John. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. Stuart Ramsey says it was never a penalty, red card for good stuff. Ohm definitely was. I think the penalty for Gustav was a hard one. I think the one for Gustav, that was hard to take. I mean, he's got his arm up to try and stop the player. The player goes down like a sack of toys. The player goes down quicker than I can't say it live. Zombie. I'm a zombie. Ref being Homer as always. Lanky, he says, "Aye, the wall did move. He moved years ago by Big Fraser." We need to be calm and think about this. We need to be calm and think about it. Edward says, "Hi, Baz. The boys that was left on the park will come back confident. First 20 minutes were good. Had no belief or invention, unforgivable. The first 20 minutes, I thought the first 20 minutes played out the way I thought it would play. We would have to defend. We defended brilliantly. We defended brilliantly the first 20 minutes. The first half, nobody was criticising Brendan Rodgers the first half. Everyone was praising, but we're robbed. We need quality striker. Yep. The fact that we're sitting with 70 odd million in the bank, we didn't go and buy a Brøndby striker, even though we could have got him for 6 million. Kyogo's a shoulder injury away from 2 red cards. I've never known Celtic to get 2 red cards. They've got no competition at home. That is it, says Kieran. Matty McIntyre says Hatati should never be on. Blanky says, you know my name. Do you know my name? Is he on? Is he? Jota was not replaced. It wasn't replaced. It wasn't. Oh, look, there it is. Oh, there it is. Baz, give the slagons, but doesn't take it. Ha ha ha. There's no my name that subscribes with lots of different names. No, he's not. Haiju's on channel, and he's just had another one. Tarmac. Messages. Let me just see that. So spray, suspended big. You know, my name has just been banned from the channel again. So he's going to have to. He's going to have to subscribe to a new one. We don't have to make it hard for ourselves. Says Weedman Shah. It's true. The first half. The first half. I thought. I thought we were really good. There's Callum McGregor talking. 2 half chances in the first half. Yeah, Callum McGregor says you need 11 men on the pitch. He said, look, the first half, 2 good chances. Callum McGregor says we need to try and put it right in the next 5 games. Definitely a game of 2 halves. Callum McGregor wasn't shying away. He said, look, you need to keep 11 men on the pitch at this level. Um, David Gemmell says, "Look, we looked fine until that late half first goal. We looked, we looked as if that was the top team in the group. You cannot say to me that first half, we were lucky. They're pish, William. I pretty much agree with you. If this is the top group, and if this is the top team in the group, the first half we held our own away from home. Kyogo comes out the wall, takes a step forward to the left, turns his back because he thinks the ball's going to hit off him, and it was a mistake. Kyogo needs to learn from that. Why was Kyogo in the wall? Well, it was better than him sitting on. It was that far out. The keeper maybe could have got a bit more to it. He gets there and Joe Hart hits it off his hands. But, you know, I'm not throwing the towel in, Paul. I still think we're going to finish third. I think we're still going to finish third. They only get beat 2-0 when we're down to 9 men. Who's the top team? They're the top team. They're the top seeds of the group. Talking to William. Anyway, uh, if that if the other game did the other game end 1-1, there's Joe Hart. Joe Hart, what happened to the wall? What happened to the wall? The wall moved. The wall moved. Get real. The team is weak. Says Jet Ski Mafia. It's a young team, but the first half you were not saying that. Atletico at the top of the group. Right, there's some football chat coming in from some of the guys. Lywell out. Name three athletic players, Willie. 2 seconds, because I've just had a couple of messages from guys that are at the game. Down to 10 men, save a penalty, and then get another penalty set off 10 minutes. That's Celtic in Europe. Uh, and Inverness, what are you doing in Inverness? Yeah, it's a joke. Great spirit. Mark says, great spirit. Great Celtic team tonight. I wanted Rogers back 100%. Willie Gregg is a Rangers fan. Who? Oh, what are you laughing at? Oh dear, Rogers isn't my problem. Money is. I think when it comes down to the investment in Europe, it's fine. And we'll go back to that. I'm not going to read the statement again that Celtic put out as part of the financial. I mean, it's all nice having 72 million in the bank, and just laugh at the people, ESPN, daft comments, especially daft comments. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what it is? Um, Baz jinxed it with his free kick. Yeah, I probably did jinx it because I said right at the free kick, I said the last person to score a goal for that distance out was Lee Griffiths. And then I said, I hope I'm not regretting this in 10 seconds' time. I never expected Kyogo to be the weakest link in the wall. I never expected that whatsoever. Um, and on that one, Willie Greg, you were getting kept in there, but you're, I'll put you on a timeout rather than ban you. Be nice or be out. We'll take them at Parkhead. I think we'll take them at Parkhead. Atletico, not the team of the world. Lazio, have been better on average. It's Rogers' fault, not the board, says Lorna Gallagher. It's not Rogers' fault, it's the board. I pretty much agree with that. Nobody was complaining about Rogers the first half. The first 44 minutes, nobody was complaining about Brendan Rodgers. So if people are going to come on and start blaming the manager after that, not a chance. Per Van Hooydonk scored twice from 30 yards. And Van Hooydonk's son is still hasn't played a game for his team because he's Brendan Rodgers isn't pleased. Brendan's really disappointed with two sending off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an experience. Can he go to ground? You're right, Brendan. So Brendan basically says, he says, look, the first, he says, you can't go to ground, you can't go to ground, and you certainly cannot have your studs shown, said Brendan Rodgers at this. That's I'm going to give the monkeys for the penalty 7.5 was soft. Here was no competition in the team. It doesn't. It doesn't. Lange says Brendan was wrong. Um, if Brendan is so wrong, it's because I said Rio and Palmer off, Yang on, so let's be having his. It's Lanky's fault. Lanky told Brendan he stole his thunder and he said, Brendan, get Yang and Ohm on. So Lanky's to blame. Lanky's to blame. Vinny says, I've got too many players learning the job. Don't even get me started on that. In fact, yeah, let's talk about it. We said last season, this squad that we had last season only needed 3 or 4 players brought in to make a difference in the Champions League. We brought in 9 players during the window, and there's only one of them got experience, and that's Nat Phillips. And even he wasn't a first team regular at Liverpool. The fact that we've brought in so many players, and it is the Celtic way to bring players in and sell them on, has been proved again. And people will not. Brendan Rodgers said, he said, look, if we're still in it come the last game against Feyenoord at home, he said, if we've still got something to play for, we'll be in a good place. Because he was impressed with the team the first half, said Brendan Rodgers, and Brendan Rodgers then went and said, look, he was asked, was it inexperienced? Now, you know what the lassie was doing? She's trying to get them to go, yeah, it's because it's a young team and we didn't spend the money. Rodgers said, when it comes down to it, Ohm's a young player and he'll learn from it. He'll learn from it. Ali Jones says, Baz, not tonight. I've got a headache. Lol. We need people back and a striker. Paul Baird could be worse. Could have been a lot worse. The record in the Champions League group history. Um, I forgot the record belongs to the Zombies. Yeah, it does. That record belongs to the Zombies. If we play like that at home, if we play as good as that at home, we are going to take points off the teams. If we play like we did the first half and we take our opportunities, when it comes down to it, Kyogo didn't get the service that he wanted. The first half, I thought maybe the passing was a bit off. I don't fancy us in any Champions League game. I said if Celtic won tonight, my name's James Bond. From now on, I'm James Bond, Buzz. Anyway, Stuart says we may have a chance to finish third if Lawwell and Son weren't there. Says Stuart, I still think we'll finish third, and I think Brendan hinted to that in his interview just after the game. There, he was asked about was it for the fact that these players were inexperienced. Let's get some people. Let's get some players back. We've got a couple of players in that can make a bit of a difference. Um, we will definitely do some damage at Celtic Park. What are you laughing at now? Oh dear. Celtic were solid before the red cards and with a chance. Celtic were solid right up until that 2.5 minutes into the first half. There was 3 minutes of extra time in the first half. I still have no idea where the 3 minutes came from. 2.5 minutes into the added on time, and we give away a free kick. The free kick was that far out. The wall should have done its job. Kyogo, yeah, Hatate wasted chances and made poor passes. Hatate was doing that pre-season. That's why Hatate got dropped for Turnbull. And people slated me for saying that Turnbull was the better player in pre-season. Now, when it's a choice between Hatate and Turnbull, Hatate's passing for the James Forrest testimonial game was absolutely abysmal. That's why Hatate was dropped out the first game of the season. He then comes in against Aberdeen and gets injured. Soft penalty. Joe Hart saved a penalty. Joe Hart saved a penalty. We're not talking. We're not. You know, it's like we're talking about the negative side of this result tonight. Joe Hart saved a penalty tonight, and someone predicted it, and I hope you put some money on it. Um, Joe Hart saves a penalty, but it doesn't save Celtic because then Ohm goes into a sliding tackle and he has his stud shown. That happens against us. You're wanting a red card all day long. Joe Hart fell. Get tore in. Craig White says Scale needs to stay. Best we have apart from Cameron Carter Vickers. I did say that at half time. I said, I think when it comes to the later end of the Champions League, I think our defence will be Scales and Cameron Carter Vickers. Stop blaming Kyogo. He should never have been there. The smallest person on the park. You have to blame Kyogo. When they say stop blaming Kyogo, he moves out the wall, takes a step to the left, and turns his back. In that position, you have to blame him. Do you know what I mean? I'm only blaming him for that one moment in time. Who else is to blame? You know, Joe Hart's shouting as soon as the ball goes in the back. Joe Hart gets his fingertips to it, and then, do you know what? Anyway, it's all spur of the moment stuff, and we're all allowed our comments on this channel. Shocked at how many our fans have deluded the fact that we'll be different at Celtic Park. Do you think it'll be any different at Celtic Park? I think it will be different at Celtic Park. The time we get the fans behind us, Scales made a statement to be in the state. Scales has made a statement. Let's talk about if Hart's fault is possession was crap. How was it? Hart gets his fingers to it. Hart gets his fingers to it. So it's the wall that's in the wrong position. Anyway, O'Reilly shouldn't have been there. O'Reilly give away the actual I blow Kyogo. Right. Anyway, let's see. Mistakes from inexperienced players cost us. Um, but we still have 72 million in the bank. Yeah, we do. We do. We do. Great chance of paradise against them. They're nothing special. Exactly, says Ron. And Brendan Rodgers alluded to that also. He said, look, we play them the last game. If we've got everyone on the pitch and we've got everyone fit the last game, which we will have, we get them back to Celtic Park and we know that we've got a chance of a win or a draw to finish third. Right? If we've got that chance, if we can get to the end of the group stages, like I had suggested, and we've got a chance to drop down into the Europa, because let's face it, the Europa Cup final is in Dublin, and we all want to go to Dublin. We all want to go to Dublin in the green. And Palma, big stage. We missed a bada. Yeah, we did. Jim McGuire says 72 million is no good in the bank. The board is the tightest in the UK. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, everyone has a divine right to have a go at the board, because putting out a statement saying that Celtic need to have a cash reserve purely for the fact that we need money in the bank so that if we drop down and it's not every year that we get into the Champions League is a statement of, we're not going to invest the money to try and make sure that we get into the Champions League. 1888 CFC, even if Celtic had 102.70 million in the bank, they still ain't forking out. You're probably right. Scales has been solid since he came back. That's for Steve. Peter, I totally agree with you. I think Scales has grabbed the bull by the horn, as they say. Liam Scales has grabbed the bull by the horn. He went to Aberdeen, just like a few other players have in their younger days, and he came back a better player. He was that close to going back to Aberdeen this transfer window that's just passed. And if it wasn't for the fact that we got so many players injured, he would have been back at Aberdeen playing. It is absolute paramount that that guy. I mean, he's better than Welsh. He's better than Welsh all day long. Aberdeen are missing him. I don't know near the bottom league. Scales doing okay, but it's not hard when all around them are absolute rubbish. The more money they accumulate, the greedier they get. The board. Yeah, probably. I'm not going to try that one. Baz said the board. We want to make Celtic great again. Yeah, don't even get me started on that because they said that when the Australian got the job. We want to make Celtic great again. And to be fair, they give him 30 million the first season. They give him 30 million to invest in players. And is some of the investments that he bought, are they really worth it? Are some of the players that he brought in after that, are they really worth it? Um, you tell me. You tell me. Flat footed, waiting on the game to come rather than set at our pace and suffocate them. Suffocated ourselves. Liam Scales doing well, but too many back passes to the keeper. We need to beat Lazio at home. We need to beat Lazio at home. We need to beat Feyenoord at home. If you ask me, we need 6 points, 2 wins. That was hard to watch," said Kaiser. Yep, it wasn't hard to watch the first half. Now look at it realistically. First half, everyone was saying, "Yep, we get to 44 minutes, and we're like, we're happy going in 0-0, right? We're like, manage the game. The back four, we're sitting in a straight back four. Right, Dan, see you later. Back four, we're sitting in a back four. The midfield was sitting in a straight line, hard to break down. Kyogo was sitting in front of it. What happened was we lost a really bad goal that Kyogo shouldn't have moved at the wall for. Second half, they played us to a T. They pulled the midfield out of the positions that they were playing the first half. They passed the ball around the back like what Apostacoglu team would have, and they got us out of position, which then upset some of our players, and then we all watched the game in the second half. The spark's gone from Rio now. Brendan Rodgers here. Come on, Rio Tati's not 100% fit. How can you say that? How can you say that? Tati doesn't want to be here. Went downhill since. There's another couple of better signings. The board sold our best player, Jota, and sadly Abada is injured. And centre back Vickers is out injured also. Vinny says we're going to be stuck with him. He keeps playing like that. Yeah, I agree. It makes sense. Similar to the first half when we won at Castle Grayskull. Yep, spot on. Spot on. Second half, I said the first watch of the game. If you go back to this live, I did say the first 5 minutes of the second half, in positional play in midfield was all over the place, and that's what cost us. That's what cost us, unfortunately. Um, Never wanted Scales to go back to Aberdeen and said so long. You did, Paul. You did that, and then you woke up and had your coffee. Give it €4. Rio shouldn't be in the squad if he's not fit. Right, let's get some of the headlines. Nine-man Celtic start campaign with defeat in Rotterdam. Neil Lennon and Celtic meltdown as Feyenoord clanger leaves legend screaming, "No, no, no!" Oh. You know what's the hardest thing is that Celtic have played at this level so many times in the last 20 years. And when you think of the average age of this team is only 24. When you think back to Martin O'Neill's team, a Martin O'Neill team would have won that game easily tonight. I hope Ange puts an offer in for Rio. He's chucked it, even if he's not fully fit. He was shocking. I would have loved Larson up front tonight. That's oh dear. I'm absolutely gutted. I think there's a lot of positives we take for the game, outweighed by the negative learning experiences. You're quite right, Kaiser. Let's look at the positives at the game. Joe Hart saves a penalty. Nobody, nobody is the top of that. If you look at the positional play and everything that was good about the first half was exactly Ange's after Maida. Well, I hope he comes and takes him. Get him, Ange, come in and get your 25, 30 million, and take him. Take him. Hatate's passing has been atrocious. This is why Turnbull was getting a game before him. Turnbull isn't the answer, and I did say that Turnbull would get dropped for this game tonight. Their passing has stopped better vision around opposition's box. Would have been better. Hatate was guilty of both. Yes, the referee wasn't kind to us. I thought the ref was a bit card happy against us the first half, but it is what it is. Yes, Rio was off form tonight, but so was McGregor. McGregor wasn't getting the space in the midfield, and he wasn't getting the service to be able to dominate the game. Could say that was him off form tonight, or was it them just playing? Anyway, we're down to 150 people, 151 online. We need to start flooding the midfield, says Kaiser, and play a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2. There's nothing from front to middle. It's one of those things where I've said for a while now, we should be playing a more a 3-5-2. Stop calling Ibrox Castle Grayskull. Castle Grayskull is a good place. Snake Mountain is the place. It's a bad place. I'll call it Snake Mountain now. The referee didn't help the game. Hopefully, learning from tonight. First up, Brendan Rodgers was asked, was it due to inexperience and inexperienced players? Now, you know where the question was going because everyone's in Scotland saying, yeah, Celtic have went cheap and Celtic have bought inexperienced players to try and sell on. We all knew that we only need another couple of players to make us better in the Champions League, and we've not done that. We've not done that, and it could cost us second place in the Champions League going with inexperienced players. Having so many players that are injured right at the start, you know, it's a hard one. Baz, the only fans who have the balls to speak out publicly against the board are the Green Brigade. I've spoken about the board loads of times. I'm not going to be one of these channels that um, go and sit at Celtic Park and do whatever they tell you to do and ask the questions that they want you to ask. This channel is never going to be that. So I've spoken out against the board lots of times, and the board, for all the good that the board has done over the last 2.5 years, we've always got this bit where we take 2 steps forward and then we take 10 steps back. The inability to buy players of a certain level to make sure that we could compete, just compete at this level. You know, we understand the business formula that the board has, and buying players in and selling them off at massive profits and yada yada yada. But the fact that we made over 30 million just from the Champions League, the fact that the board realizes that we won't make it into the Champions League every year, so we need to keep cash back. How about one season, Celtic, that we just go out and we spend that little bit of money more bringing in players that are going to get us just competing in the Champions League? Because bringing in 21-year-olds to try and compete at the highest level and play against teams that have played there, bringing in players that haven't played in the Champions League, it's an own goal, complete own goal. The board has sold Brendan Rodgers down the river, post record profits under investing. Kaiser, you've got it right. You've got it right. I wouldn't be surprised if Brendan will never walk. Right? I could put the whole channel's reputation on it. Brendan will not walk before the 3-year period is up. He will not walk. He will not walk. Kaiser, no, Rogers knew what he was coming into before. It's under them. Peter Lawwell goes, we make progress, comes back, and we regress. Exactly. I want to support. I want the supporters to make a statement to the board, the fans, not to attend European games. That's never going to happen. Celtic fans will never boycott a game whatsoever. Support the Green Brigade, hail, hail. The fact that let's talk about this then, because it's obviously been a thing. The fact that the board are stopping any type of tifos at Champions League games, and just in case it upsets anyone, was an own goal. Don't even get me started with that Tory board. Lanky says if Brendan was here 4 and 6, he arrived, would have his own players. Yep. The players were lined up by Ange in January window, especially goalkeeper, left back, and a striker. Completely self-inflicted defeat, said Stevie, and it was a self-inflicted defeat. The fact that we have to go back to the free kick. Have to go back to that free kick, and Joe Hart going absolutely mental. What happened to the wall? What happened to the wall? Kyogo at the end of the game looked embarrassed, and so he should have been. Odin, 20. We give young Scottish players a lot of stick for not being good enough, and we've got a 21-year-old guy, Odin, that's come into the team, and it's basically cost us tonight. He's cost us tonight. Let's face it. Him getting sent off cost us big time. I find it strange that Japan Koyo was a winger and Madai was striker. Yep, and that's all thanks to Ange Postecoglou. So it's a weird one. It is a weird one, but it is what it is. We're stuck with it. Look at the way. No, I don't want to look at the way. Too much negativity on here tonight. Dean Machine. I don't think it's too much negativity. I think it's a bit of a reality check that. No. In fact, let's talk about the. It was only 2-0. We had 9 men. 9 men and a team that had put in 17 goals in the last 3 games. The last game at home, they were 3-0 up within 25 minutes. Celtic got to half time. And we were still in it. We were 2.5 minutes into extra time, and Matt O'Reilly gives away a free kick. And then we all know what happened then. I was made to eat my words. 10 good result considering. Yeah, it was a good result. When you look at the bigger picture, this was the top team in our group. This is the top team. Like Brendan Rodgers said after the game, if we can get to the last game at home against Feyenoord and we still have something to play for, we will get something. Brendan Rodgers knows that realistically, our ambition has to be to finish third. On that shown tonight, if we had kept, Callum McGregor said after the game, at this level, you need to keep 11 players on the pitch. That was Callum McGregor's word. Callum McGregor says you need to keep 11 players on the pitch at this level. That's one of the most important things. We didn't manage it. Will the younger players learn? Yes. What it also does is it opens up spaces for other people to come into the team. Because let's face it, we're now 2 players down going into the next game in the Champions League. So let's hope that Carter Vickers can get back soon and that Carter Vickers can help steady the team. The back 4, until Gustav got sent off, nobody was saying that about Gustav the first half, Stuart. Lager should be named Shandy as he's useless. The Shandy drinkers are now up in arms. Third is going to be difficult, though. Steve, I think that finishing third 6 points will be enough to finish third. 6 points will be enough to finish third. Anyway, how many thumbs up have we got on the video? We've only got 101 thumbs up. There's 189 watching, and we have been going for, it feels like an absolute day and a half. We've been going for 2 hours tonight. 2 hours. Lager is light, is Bud Light. Lager is Bud Light. Right. We did well with 9 men to keep the score down to 2. Talking about that, yeah, I've got. Give me a minute. Oh, you're taking the dog out? Right, okay. Lager, red card, yeah. Says Mark, excellent result. It was a good result. Spot on, Lanky. There's plenty still to play for. There is still plenty to play for. Still plenty to play for. Right, let's see what some of the media are saying about the Celtic Feyenoord. Neil Lennon was every Celtic fan has reacted to the Feyenoord opener. Celtic versus Feyenoord versus Celtic. VAR watches 2 Champions League red cards for Hoops Focus. Neil Lennon reacts to the free kick blunder. The free kick blunder from Matt O'Reilly. I think it was. Which led to the goal right on the end. You don't want to give anything away right before. Well, we're all pleased. You know, we started the live chat 5 minutes before the end of the game, and everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. Everyone was like, "Look, if this is us going in against the top team, and we're 0-0 going in at half time." Sorry, cheers, Barry, for your company, Baz. Appreciated. Best at Celtic by a mile. Lanky, who thank you for it, Paul. When we went down to 9 men 2-0, wasn't the worst result in the world. This is very true. This is very, very true. That's us 2 hours into the video. That's enough of me for anyone. I'm sure there's probably loads of other channels to watch. It was a disappointing night. Absolutely scunnered with that. But hey, we're Celtic. We move on. My brother was at the game. He's got a long journey home in front of him. And on that note, have a fantastic evening. Celtic fans all are lit. Roll up to the party. Roll up to the party.